Choosing the wrong neighborhood in Charleston could cost you thousands of dollars and years of regret. But relax, I've done all the homework for you. Buckle up, because in the next 40 minutes, we're diving into 20 incredible neighborhoods around Charleston, South Carolina. All right, guys, diving into these 20 neighborhoods, we are going to tear them all apart and talk all about where you should live if you're moving to Charleston. So, neighborhood number 1, Downtown Charleston. Listen, its historic architecture dates back to the 17th century with charming cobblestone streets, diverse housing options from luxury condos to restored historic homes. And some of these historic homes are absolutely amazing. They look brand new on the inside. Home prices here, though, are high, with median values significantly above the national average. Now, its excellent walkability to restaurants, cafes, galleries, and boutique shops makes it a high priority for a lot of people who are relocating here and maybe don't want to use a car, maybe want to walk a lot of places, or even ride a bike. Some of the drawbacks, though, include limited parking, heavy tourist traffic, and the occasional flooding during storm season. And that's something you just can't escape when you're living in downtown Charleston. All right, moving on to my next neighborhood, number 2 on the list, Mount Pleasant. So, known for top-rated public schools and beautiful family-oriented subdivisions, Mount Pleasant checks a lot of boxes for a lot of families, especially those who put school at the highest priority. This area is just amazing. The housing also includes newer developments with really nice established communities and luxury waterfront properties. Oh, love me a good luxury waterfront property. Amenities in Mount Pleasant include everything from fantastic shopping centers, trending dining options, and even quick access to many great beaches. The area has higher median home prices, and rush hour traffic can be challenging. So to give you an idea, a 4-bedroom, 3.5-bath home in one of these newer communities can run you from anywhere from $1.2 to $2 million. Now, if you're looking for something larger or you're looking for something closer to the water, those prices can go up significantly. But average price point in Mount Pleasant right now is somewhere around that $1 million to $1.5 million. One of the other challenging parts of Mount Pleasant is its traffic. You do have a plethora of different infrastructures that are continuing to grow, but just like other areas in Summerville and West Ashley, traffic is just nonstop. And so let's talk about West Ashley. That's number 3 on our neighborhood list. An affordable suburb, and this is a suburb, folks, area of Charleston. It is an amazing growing area too. And so West Ashley is the original suburb of Charleston, and it is experiencing rapid growth. There is a variety of homes from mid-century ranches to new builds and new communities. There's 2 parts of West Ashley that you need to know about. There's inside the 526 and outside the 526. And so inside the 526, you're seeing smaller mid-century ranches, some smaller homes. You do find some really nice 2-stories, but for the most part, they're more your smaller homes. Now, move outside to the I-526 and you're gonna see more bigger homes, larger lots, and even newer shopping areas. There are also plenty of green spaces, parks, and easy access to downtown. West Ashley is currently building the new pedestrian bridge that's gonna connect downtown to West Ashley, so you'll be able to ride a bike, walk, or even go fishing on that pedestrian walkway. Some of the older neighborhoods might require some home renovations. That's where I talk to a lot of people like, well, what kind of home are you looking for? Because, you know, a $500,000 price point in West Ashley in a home might require some renovations, where you can go down the street and get a home for $600,000 and it's brand new. So again, there's some things to consider when looking at West Ashley. I would say that's why a lot of people reach out to me, so I can help guide them in the best decision making. Now let's talk about number 4 on my list, Summerville. So famous for its southern charm and its historical district known as the Flower Town in the Pines, housing is very diverse here, ranging from affordable starter homes to really some upscale estates in the historic district. One of the things I really like about Summerville is its strong sense of community. It has this small town vibe, but it's rapidly growing. They also have highly rated public schools and extensive parks and recreational facilities. So one of the big things for a lot of people is they like how many outdoor activities can happen in Summerville that do happen. You have the Flower Town Festival, and you have the Magnolia Plantation Gardens on that side of town. So the Dorchester side of Summerville really ranks high for a lot of people who are looking to relocate here, but also find a budget-friendly home, not pay $800,000, $900,000. One of the other things I will say about Summerville is the commute to downtown Charleston may be longer during peak hours. And for a lot of people, that's gonna make the difference between where they move to in and around Charleston. Now, let's talk about neighborhood number 5, James Island. Ideal for beach lovers because you're situated conveniently close to Folly Beach. I mean, you're like 5 to 10 minutes from Folly Beach, which is amazing because my family and I love Folly Beach. Mostly residential neighborhoods with quiet, laid-back atmosphere, not a whole lot of HOA neighborhoods, and that's where you kind of see a mix of different style housing. So for a lot of people, it's A-okay because they have boats, RVs, they want to bring stuff to their home. They don't want an HOA saying, hey, you can't have that here. One of the other things I really like about James Island is the moderate home prices compared to other parts of Charleston and coastal living areas. This area does have some affordable housing. Now, there is limited new construction in this area, making inventory very tight at times. There are a few neighborhoods, but with the higher HOAs, people tend to just look for something that's not going to require an HOA, especially if they want a boat lifestyle. All right, folks, are you enjoying this breakdown? Go ahead and smash that like button and subscribe for weekly Charleston living insights. Moving on, number 6, Johns Island. I love me some Johns Island. Rural ambiance mixed with new subdivisions in modern developments is what really makes Johns Island shine. One of my favorite parts is that it just has this historic feel with the oak trees, the Spanish hanging moss over the roadways. You feel like you're driving in the country when you're there, and then you can turn in this beautiful development and just be wowed by its grandeur and amazing how 1 minute you're driving through this very country-esque setting and then boom, you're in this beautiful developed neighborhood. Now, not all areas of Johns Island are developments or new subdivisions. No, you can actually find homes in there on 2, 3, 4 acres of land. And there's a lot of spec building going on right now. So if you're someone that needs a home soon and you want to be on a lot of land, well, great news, they have inventory in Johns Island. One of the other factors is Johns Island is known for its agricultural setting. So farmers markets, I mentioned the scenic oak trees. It has one of the largest oak trees called the Angel Oak Tree right in Johns Island. Absolutely beautiful, very Instagram worthy location. And if you're someone who's a nature lover, Johns Island just checks the boxes. I mean, the traffic to Charleston can be heavy, but you're still in a really great location and you're not too far. So what may be a 45-minute drive for somebody from Summerville might be a 20-minute drive for you. All right, coming up, number 7 on my list, Daniel Island. So Daniel Island is a planned community featuring upscale homes, luxury condos, and luxury townhouses, known for excellent private and public schools, golf courses, and waterfront parks. God, Daniel Island just checks those boxes. The premium lifestyle comes at higher real estate prices and HOA fees. So an average home price in Daniel Island can be $1.5 to $2.5 million, upwards of HOA to $2,000 to $3,000 a year, depending on the neighborhood. Now, those higher premiums do include a lot more amenities. So be sure to compare apples to apples if you're trying to compare between Daniel Island and Mount Pleasant. One of the other big things that I really like about Daniel Island is the outdoor parks and recreational. I know I mentioned golf and other things like that, but I'm telling you, if you've got kids and family, these outdoor park areas are amazing. They're close to the shopping, they're close to restaurants. Daniel Island just really laid out that area quite well, and it fits for that premium lifestyle that a lot of people are looking for. All right, moving on to number 8, North Charleston. So, rapid revitalization with expanding commercial zones and residential developments is what's booming North Charleston. So you'll see a lot of commercial, you're gonna see a lot of infrastructure in North Charleston. You have Mercedes-Benz vans there, Pepsi, like a lot of big companies have their operations right in North Charleston. So if you're someone who works for one of those companies and you wanna live close by, North Charleston might be a great location for you. It's great for first-time home buyers due to the affordable housing options. But like anything, you've got to do your due diligence and make sure it fits your lifestyle and your family. Proximity to the airport in North Charleston is amazing because large employers like Boeing, like Mercedes-Benz, you're close to those things. You're right there. So, you know, again, North Charleston just puts you right by the airport, puts you by the naval base, puts you by all that stuff. So if you work for Boeing and you want to get to work quickly, that would be an area I would check out. Now, varied neighborhood quality requires some thorough research. And what do I mean by that? Well, not every neighborhood in North Charleston is created equal. So you really need to do your due diligence, look at them, drive through them, walk them, make sure you feel safe in them. That's the most important part. And more importantly, make sure that the home you're buying has a home inspection. I always help my clients with this because some of these homes, people don't keep the termite bond on. And so you'll look at a home and it may not have a termite bond. And for most people, they'll go, okay, what does that matter to me? I don't care. But it's important to know these things. So people reach out to me all the time and say, Ryan, can you help us buy? Because we don't want to miss those important inspections or those important things that you're experienced with. So definitely reach out. All right, number 9 is Hanahan. I love Hanahan. This area just offers a quiet suburban life with affordable housing as well as really well-maintained neighborhoods. Plus, you're so close to everything. You're close to the water, you're close to Park Circle. I love me a good Park Circle. Friday, Saturday night, that's where I want to be. They also have excellent schools and community involvement, but fewer entertainment venues. So there's not a whole lot to do. I mean, you have Park Circle and that's pretty much it. It is conveniently located near the military bases. So if you're somebody who is PCSing here, your military family, you want to stay close to the Air Force Base, you want to stay close to the Naval Weapons Base, like all of those major highways to there are all right there in Hanahan. So definitely a great location from that point. Now let's move on to our number 10 neighborhood, Goose Creek. Now, one of the fastest growing cities in the region is Goose Creek, and a lot of it is just because of the construction, the building. They offer everything from new construction homes to older, a little bit more historic homes, you know, and a lot of these homes are ideal for families. So the increased traffic is one of the big headaches that Goose Creek is currently experiencing. But with neighborhoods like Crowfield Plantation and other areas in and around Goose Creek that are developing, you're finding a lot of these neighborhoods are adding additional roads, additional egress. So people are not having as many traffic issues as Summerville, right? Summerville definitely is high on the list for traffic issues, but Goose Creek has a lot of flexibility, especially if you want to get downtown or you want to get to the 26 without hitting up a lot of that traffic that happens further down. Just something to be aware of when you're buying in Goose Creek. Now, one of the neighborhoods that I really like is the Oaks, and that's located in Goose Creek. That's a Beazer product, and that neighborhood has large lots. It's located right in a historic part of Goose Creek. Again, so from a location perspective, that area really checks a lot of boxes for people, especially with a 15-minute commute time to downtown, which is amazing. All right, folks, we're halfway there. If this is at all helpful, do me a favor and tap that like button and subscribe for more Charleston goodness just like this video. Number 11 on my list, Isle of Palms. So, luxurious beach living with exclusive waterfront homes and vacation properties. So Isle of Palms is like this beautiful magazine, perfect place. I mean, it's like, it fell out of HGTV and just with bougie luxury. Yeah, it's amazing. So it's one of the things I love. And the reason I always go back to Isle of Palms on this is I actually got to see a home that was 6,000 square feet and the whole staircase was made out of glass. It was the craziest thing I'd ever seen. You're walking up the staircase and you literally see through the floor. It was wild. And the walls were, I mean, half the home was covered in glass. It was just absolutely beautiful. And I'll tell you what, it was 2 blocks from the beach. So talk about highly desirable location. And the beaches are pristine. The recreation there is amazing. Isle of Palms just does it right. And the real estate comes at a premium though. You're looking at $2 million to $4 million to $5 million with very limited housing available because Isle of Palms is not that big. And then you got to start looking in a little bit higher priced areas like our next location, number 12, Sullivan's Island. So Sullivan's Island is a quiet and exclusive residential island community. And all that to say, it's up there in price. It's expensive, but it is beautiful. Upscale homes with historical and architectural significance. Not to mention, you have some of the best restaurants in Charleston right in Sullivan's Island. Home team barbecue, baby. Oh, it's delicious. Limited commercial development in Sullivan's Island keeps it private and keeps it low key so that the residents don't have to deal with all the other problems that all the other areas in Charleston are experiencing. Traffic. But this is what increases the property prices here in Sullivan's Island. So to get a home here, you're looking north $4 million, if not higher. All right, next, my favorite beach, Folly Beach, number 13. This has got an eclectic and vibrant coastal town feel. It just feels like you're in a surfer town. It's one of my favorite parts about Folly Beach and the lively community events. I mean, they constantly have something going on. Folly Beach does it right. Their mayor is always on top of it. And they always do the flip-flop drop for New Year's, which is really cool. So if you get a chance to experience that, take your family. It's a lot of fun. The food there in Folly is great. I really personally just enjoy Folly Beach all the way around. The beach, the swell, the sand, all of it. Not to mention, there is a mix of vacation rentals and second homes and year-round residents. So people do live there year-round, but there is a good mix of people who just have it as a vacation home or a second home that they rent out on Airbnb because people are allowed to do that in Folly Beach. Now, that does change kind of the atmosphere if you are going to be somebody who's going to live there year-round. But it's not a deal killer. The one thing I will say that just is frustrating with Folly Beach is it's one way on, one way off. So seasonal traffic and rising house costs are due to that demand and just the amount of cars that are packing on the island. It can make it really frustrating if you just got to go off and get some groceries and try to get back. It's almost non-existent. So consider that in your move if you're looking at Folly Beach. Now, number 14 on my list is Monk's Corner. So this area is affordable, it's spacious, and housing options with small town charm. So there's a lot of options in Monk's Corner. You have new construction, you have old farm homes, heck, you have horse ranches. So if you're someone looking to fill that future equestrian in your life, well, Monk's Corner might be it because they have that small town charm, but with that country-esque lifestyle. One of the best things Monk's Corner is known for, besides the regular outdoor recreation, is the fishing, the boating, and the camping. So as you continue up to Monk's Corner, you're gonna run into Lake Moultrie, Lake Marion, and those are great for fishing, boating, and even camping. So if you're looking to do something with your family on a particular weekend, might think about going camping in one of those great lakes. So let's talk about the distance from downtown. And honestly, from Monk's Corner to downtown Charleston, it's a considerable drive. It's about 45 minutes at minimum. And you add in the traffic and it's gonna be even worse. All right, number 15 on my list, Park Circle. Yes, I talked a little bit about Park Circle when we chatted about Hanahan, but Park Circle itself is a very trendy, revitalized historic district, popular among young professionals and creatives. It's got a total cool vibe down there. I always tell everybody, so I'm from Western New York, Buffalo, and we had an area called Elmwood Village. And Elmwood Village was very much like Park Circle. That's where you had all the hipsters, even Avondale and West Ashley's a little bit like this. But you have the artsy people, the young professionals, people who work downtown, people who want to maybe get a home and share it with 2 or 3 roommates, like that is Park Circle, and you're walking distance to all the great bars, restaurants, local live shows, you name it. And it's really a great area to check out. Now, it has an amazing dining scene. The breweries and community parks check a boxes. If you've got kids, they have one of the best community parks right there in Park Circle in the roundabout. And I'll tell you, they've got everything from softball, soccer, to the parks. I mean, you name it, you can go fly a kite there. Plenty of room, plenty of space. One of the other things that I would say is really increasing the popularity of Park Circle is the home prices. So, you know, the popularity of Park Circle is because of the home prices, but now the home prices are starting to go up. And so we're starting to see this kind of revitalization where a lot of the older homes are being redone and rebuilt and totally torn down the studs and then brought back to this like brand new home. And then they go for $550 to $650. So for some people buying their first time home, that might not be the best route. But there are a lot of people who will buy these homes and then rent out the bedrooms to friends or other people that they work with. So again, this is what helps stimulate this area and this local economy in Park Circle. Number 16 is Nexton. Now, a lot of you may say, well, Ryan, Nexton is in Summerville, isn't it? Yes, it is. However, Nexton's an unincorporated LLC of Summerville. So it's really kind of its like own area. It should be its own city at this point. The size of it is huge. But Nexton is an award-winning modern planned community with extensive amenities, named the #4 master planned community in the country. The variety of housing options in Nexton, from townhomes to large single families to even luxury apartments, is ongoing, and development has no plans of stopping anytime soon. So if you're someone who's not a fan of potential construction disruptions, well, it might not be the best area for you to call home. But Nexton is the party in Summerville. That's where everything's happening. That's the action. It's the center. You know, I tell everybody, put a pin in Nexton and then just draw a circle around it, and that's where everything is going to happen. And I'll tell you what, that area is growing and growing so rapidly. So many new stores, shops, restaurants. It feels like it's going to be a new mini Mount Pleasant. So keep your eyes on Nexton in the coming years. All right, number 17. Let's talk about this neighborhood, Cane Bay Plantation. Again, very much like Nexton, should be its own city at this point. Everything from extensive amenities. This neighborhood is going to feature over 8,500 homes in its completion, including everything from schools, shopping, parks, and walking trails. They already have a lot of that now, but more is coming. And here's the best part, is they are working on the plan for the master plan for the big lake side section of the neighborhood. They're going to build a massive commercial residential area in and around the lakes, offering a lakeside lifestyle to any homeowner who's looking to buy in there. And one of the big benefits of this is it's just bringing more commercial, more restaurants. And so if you're someone who already lives in Cane Bay, this is going to be a huge advantage to you. But if you're looking to move here in the next few years, this is going to be something you are not going to want to miss. One of the other big pros to Cane Bay is it's family focused. It's very pro-family. It's got a very pro-family development and affordable new homes. Now, when I say affordable new homes, there's certain parts of Cane Bay that are zoned for Cane Bay schools and things like that. And then there's more affordable areas that are not zoned, and that's why they're more affordable. So a lot of people always think because they're moving into Cane Bay, they're going to go to Cane Bay schools. That's not necessarily how it works. And so you need to make sure you do your due diligence. Working with someone like me, I'll help you kind of determine what are the best areas of Cane Bay to move to, because it's not made for everyone. Located also a little bit further from Charleston and City Center, it's going to lead to longer commute time. So if you're someone who likes the idea of Cane Bay, you have to remember, it's about a 15-minute commute from the 26 to the front of the neighborhood, just getting from the highway to the neighborhood. So if you're someone who doesn't fancy a longer commute, then you are not gonna like Cane Bay. Now, moving on to number 18, the other neighborhood I want to highlight, Carnes Crossroads. So again, another master plan community, huge, with no plans of stopping anytime soon. Again, should be its own city, is Carnes Crossroads. This new community designed with a small town appeal and modern amenities is blowing up. This area is an agri-hood. An agri-hood is actually a new style of neighborhood we haven't seen in the Low Country before, where you have basically an 11-acre farm right smack dab in the middle of the neighborhood that residents, HOA members can all participate in and actually help grow for giving out at their produce center right there in the neighborhood. Not to mention they have the new pool going in, the water slide, the basketball courts, the pickleball courts. I mean, it doesn't stop in Carnes Crossroads. It's amazing. And they have excellent schools and private schools right there in the community. So you can go golf cart lifestyle, take your kids to school, pick them up, all that great stuff. And here's the other best part. They have new construction homes in there that they're actively building, but the builder is building a lot of inventory homes, which is creating a lot of competition. In turn, the builder is actually having to compete with all of the other new construction in the area, which has been forcing pricing down a little bit. So if you want to take advantage of some really great incentives, you got to give me a call and I'll connect you and help you and show you what the latest hot sheets are showing for that neighborhood. Now, here's another area and neighborhood that I really think you should check out if you're someone who likes a little bit more peace and quiet, or you're somebody who wants a little bit more land. Number 19 is Ravenel. Yes, it is a rural setting offering peace and tranquility in large property lots. And one of the best parts about Ravenel is there's not a ton of traffic because there's not a whole lot of people living out there. It's more suitable for those seeking privacy away from the city life. If you're someone that's like, listen, get me away from the hustle bustle, I don't mind driving 20 minutes to it, I just don't want to be smack dab in the middle of it, then this is a great area for you to consider. You got neighborhoods over there like Homecoming, Hillcrest. Limited amenities though in commercial areas tend to make it less appealing for a lot of people because you don't have a ton of grocery stores over there. There's not a whole lot of commercial growth yet. So it's going to take some time for Ravenel to have its glow up, as the kids would say. Or at least my kids. I don't know. All right, moving on. Number 20, Hollywood and Megget. Yeah, so these areas and neighborhoods are the peaceful countryside lifestyle with large lot acreage available. Now, here's one of the nice things about Hollywood and Megget. Not only do you have really nice pre-owned homes there, but you also have some new construction neighborhoods. But a lot of these neighborhoods are having some sort of boat and dock option. So you're gonna be able to be closer to the water here. You'll be a little further down and you'll be a little further away from Charleston, but you're still gonna be near the waterways and the ability to get in the intercoastal. So if you're someone that's coming here and you're like, hey Ryan, we got 600, 700,000, but we want a dock, we want to be close to water, then you really should look at Hollywood and Megget, South Carolina. Now, this area is more popular among retirees and families desiring more space and quiet from the surroundings. Listen, this is not an area where you're going to have, Whole Foods and, all these other Publix, big grocery stores. This is a little bit more off the beaten path. So you just have to realize that this is going to be an area where you're going to be able to get a little bit more bang for your buck because the infrastructure just isn't there. And you are farther from central Charleston, resulting in much longer commute times. And I have some people that are like, listen, we want our commute to be 45 minutes max. And so with Hollywood Megget, you may be at about a half an hour to that 45-minute time point. All right, folks, there you have it. The ultimate deep dive into Charleston's 20 top neighborhoods and areas to move to. Which neighborhood fits your lifestyle best? Go ahead and drop your favorite in the comments below. And if I've helped you get closer to making Charleston your home, then don't leave without hitting like and subscribe and being sure to give me a call or shoot me a text if I can help you buy a home here. My name's Ryan McHugh and I'll see you guys on the next video. Be sure to click this one right here for more great content.